What's up, everybody? Let's see. Let me get this thing loaded up here. My name's Dan. This is Neomustangs. This is my Fox Body channel. We live stream usually once a week. If you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And we got a lot to talk about. You know, you see what's behind me. So, what's going on, boys? What's going on? So, make sure you hit that like when you come in. I appreciate everybody that does that. Had a crazy ass weekend. I mean, as you can see behind me, it's crazy. I mean, how many people's got a coupe roof that they can set their drink on, right? What's up, Soul? What's up, Jesus? Robert Kretz, how you doing? What's up, Redman? Papa Mega? Cousin Paul? Anyway. So, shit is legitimately crazy. Like, I probably spent the last 4 or 5 hours. Can you guys hear me clear, or am I sound like I'm yelling? What's going on, SJM? What's going on, Tim Webb? Stingman78? Hitman, Jody? Cousin Paul, what's happening? Is it muffled or is it decent? Alright, because I could change that shit. But anyways, had a crazy ass weekend. Did you guys check out that video with the one I released Saturday with the insert roof here? What's up, Mike? What's up, Jody? Yeah, I turned it up. That's some crazy shit, ain't it? You know what? Cousin Paul can vouch for me. We sat in here on fucking Wednesday, and we're standing there, and I'm like, I just kept staring at the car, and he looked at me. He's like, "What are you thinking, dude?" And he just gave me this look, and I'm just like, "Bro, I ain't gonna put that on a convertible. I'm gonna put that shit on a hatchback." And he's like, "What?" It's funny. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll actually show you guys what I did today. It's a good cut. Like, legitimately, it's a great cut. And knowing and parting Fox bodies out for a long time and building them and restoring them, I know how the bones and the skeletons inside of a vert, inside of a hatchback, I know what they all look like. So I know what spot welds go where, why that's there, why this is here, or this is missing because of that. You see what I mean? So it legitimately was a pretty easy, like when I put this top on a convertible or when I put this top on a hatch, like it's going to be an easy transition. It's just getting everything prepped is going to probably take me the most part because I got to make sure that the shit is sanded pretty good. I got to make sure everything's grinded down because I'm going to tack it into place and then I'm going to have my buddy with his TIG do me some justice, you know what I'm saying? So, but there's a lot of little measurements, like the A-pillar, I've never taken an A-pillar apart, so this is about time to learn this shit, because I know it's kind of pocketed into like a pocket seat, so I'm pretty sure that I can take the bottom part of that A-pillar and line it up with a hatch or even a convertible, so. Anyway, maybe, you know, some of that might not be your guys' cup of tea, but to be honest with you, you know, sure, I could just go out and say, you know, fuck it, why don't you just go buy a coupe, right? That's not like that here in Ohio. I'm not going to go out there and find a coupe roller that's like no rust and hit. You know what I mean? So it's like I got like 3 or 4 shells that are GTs that are refused to part out. Well, they're shells. And they don't have any rust on them. But they came to me half parted out to begin with, but just not hit, not rotted. And I'm legitimately considering taking this good coupe top, because literally this is the only part of the coupe that was even any good, and chopping off one of the GTs I got, and just welding this shit together, man. Make my own coupe. It'll be solid as a rock, you know. I don't know. Let me go through some chat here. What's up, Mike Manrique? What's up, Andrew Hanlon? No burnout intro? Nah, not today, Redman. Not on live streams. Live streams, we just get right to talking, hanging out. SJM Racing, do you have any GT43 bar heads for sale? I do not. Those are kind of a tough head to come by at this point. They were getting hard to come by 10 years ago, but now it's, if I see them in the scrapyard, we immediately go get them. What's up, Man Gear 50? That's my dude. What's up, Robert Kretz? That's my dude. Actually, Robert Kretz, let me give you a big shout out, my friend, because Robert Kretz is the one who actually gave me the idea about using my plasma. I got a brand new plasma, Lodos, to blow the spot welds out. And that shit worked good. It ain't pretty, but at least I ain't in there drilling the shit out of it. You know what I mean? I could clean those up when I'm ready and just TIG and MIG, then fill that back in and make it look nice. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to you, bro. I'm pretty sure you said something about salvaging cars years ago, and that was really huge of you to give me that tip. And then I don't know who it was on my channel, but somebody on the channel told me, bro, they looked at me and they said, you need to save that quarter. And I said, why the hell would I save the quarter when I'm going to put the top? And I was like, ding. I was like, he's right. How would I mitigate this thing onto a hatch, right? So what I ended up doing, and I'll show you, is, and I'm going to go through it later on again when I get a chance. So I'm going to grab you guys by the camera here without making everybody sick to their stomach. When it gets caught on everything, it fucking sucks. So, go for a ride here, bros. So, like, I cut this shit, and I'll do this on a video, and you guys will see it. So, I cut this shit, like, mid-molding. This is dope. So, the only welds that you're going to actually see is, like, the welds right here. You know what I mean? Because this will all be hidden underneath of the rear of door rubber molding trim. And you can see that I unspot welded some of this shit inside here. You see? I left this brace in here because that's going to give me a point of reference when I'm putting this back together. And this bracket inside here, I got to still unspot weld because this is where I'm going to meet. All hatchbacks have this, and convertibles. They have this seam here that's pinched together. But on the hatchback, there's nothing there unless there's like the seat belt thing. You know what I mean? So I got to take all the spot welds out right there and undo this piece because this will go on the new hatchback one. Same with here. I'm not worried about this. I'm going to put this in on that bracket that's in the hatch. It's kind of some crazy shit going on. The coolest part, to be honest with you, the coolest part is right here, what I did right here. Like, I went in and I unspot welded here. This is pretty dope. And I didn't have to cut through this. I know there's some rust here, but you're not going to get perfect. I'll be able to sand that out. That's not a big deal. And that panel right there, I could use that panel. There's excess metal here from the other layer. And I'm going to unspot weld all that. And I'm going to use this panel on the hatchback as reference when I go to put it all back in. So legit, I shouldn't have no problem, putting that top legitimately on a hatchback. Let's put you back down. Here we go. So I'm really proud of myself. Kind of proud of myself for being able to do that. But it is what it is. What's up, Justin91LX, Jay Stockard, Redman Jody? We looking good? Chat looks like it's slowed up. Hopefully it doesn't cut out. Did we lose the stream? Or are we good? Okay. I stream on OBS, so if it does buffer a little bit, don't worry about it. It's not going to kick out like some of the other streams. It's not the best quality in the world. But G-Funk Express 50 did with Silverback, he did a little bit of streaming with like a software. And you know, you're not going to get perfect quality. Now, YouTube's quality is really good, but their encoder just like kicks out. And I talk about this every stream, but I really want to use their encoder, but I just feel like I get an hour into my stream and boom, it just cuts you off for no reason. But anyway. Yeah, you know what? It kicked out. I had a problem with my internet, Robert. I think it was 2 streams ago. It kicked out once, and it had to do with the router and the internet cable that we were using. So I did find the problem. So, props for getting my name right. That's rare as hell. All right, appreciate it. Will you get the same weight as the original Coupe? Guys, you guys want to see some cool shit? Like, you know I lift weights, right? Like, check this out. I'm fitting to show you how much this Coupe thing weighs. Like, legitimately. I lift a lot of weights 4 or 5 times a week. Now, I'm gonna get underneath of this. I'm not sitting here trying to lift weights in front of you on some car parts. But this is a full roof shell, right? Check me out. This legitimately weighs like 75, 80 pounds. It might weigh 100 tops. The hatch and the glass and the wing and shit that comes off the hatchbacks, way more than that shit. No way. That thing doesn't weigh anything. I mean, I cut the whole top off, so it's not just pieces of it. That's the whole top. You know, minus the glass, of course. But if you go, I don't know if you've ever tried to lift a hatch. A hatch is heavy. Hatch is at least 75 or 100 pounds. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Cobra Jet? So, you know, and we're just talking about the hatch itself. Like when we talk about weight differences, we're talking about just the hatch itself. I'm not talking about the you know, you got a whole roof and sheet metal and all that other shit that's in the way. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they're lighter. This whole roof area doesn't weigh shit. And even that glass, the rear glass, like the hatch rear glass is heavier than the Coupe one for sure. What's up, Andrew? Got a good topic. What's your plans, goals for this year? Builds, track goals, anything? I ran frame rack to paint. Yeah, the hatch is heavy. My Coupe is $29.69. What's up, Pat Turchin? As for plans for the year, Andrew, what we do plan on doing is I am going to vlog, like since this roof is on the ground, we're going to probably bring up one of the hatchbacks next week, and we're going to cut the top off. And I'm going to at least get this set in place and braced. That way, that part of the project is done. But as far as projects for the year, we're still waiting on a flywheel from from McLeod. And I don't think I got to finish my TKO 500 and 600, but I got to get that T56. I really hope that T56 stuff that I order from you soon doesn't take this long to get done, because I mean that flywheel legit is kind of holding me up. So I stopped working on the black car because I was waiting on parts. But I do have some really cool parts to do on the black car, like as far as the exhaust and stuff. G-Funk, I'm not going to keep those quarter verts in that car. You're crazy. It's all good, Robert. So as far as the track is concerned, we plan on, as soon as Big Dog Fab is done with the white car, we're going to send it back over to the dyno, and we're going to end up getting, doing another dyno session with that and get it ready for the track. Because I think I'm going to start with the white car this year. It's already tuned, but it'll need to be adjusted, and it should make more power with the current kit that we just got fixed on it. So, Spetsnaz Russia, I'm trying to LS swap in a Pontiac Solstice, but I'm not a mechanic. The Fox Gods was good to me last week. Y'all want to hear about it? Let's hear about it, Mike. What's up, Broken Tool? Redman, why do people hate on T5s? I don't hate on them. I race them all the time and break them and fix them. So, who is that? BYKT. Greetings from Siberia. How we doing, brother? Thanks for chiming in, my man. Yeah, Big Dog was a pretty good video. I mean, he's a definite serious fabricator, and he took his craft and he took his hobby and made it his job, much like I did. But he does a lot of fabricating. Does more certs. He does some big body stuff. He does some really, really, really high-end shit. And I'm just very thankful that I have, some of my stuff done by him, because if it ain't right, it doesn't leave his shop. You know what I mean? What's up, Broken Tool? Thanks for checking out. Hey, I hit that like. I think I subbed up Donnie B's Anderson Ford Motorsports channel as well, because I think he takes care of that. I think he does video for Anderson Ford Motorsport. Yeah, me too, Red Man. They ship really good. T5s always ship good. So I'll be selling my TKO 600 faceplate. If anybody be interested, you can hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It's going to be probably right around about $2,800. You can get a faceplate from Liberty for $3,400, but that doesn't give you any of the metal treatments or any of the stuff that I had done to this. So, and I just finished it up. So if anybody be interested in it, I'm not getting rid of the TKO 500. I'm actually keeping that one for Dad's car or Hobo 50 or whatever. I'm going to keep one faceplate, but I'm going to be getting rid of one of them. What's up, Nathan Tuck? So we're only going to stream to about 8:15 tonight or whatever. If we get rolling on some conversation, I'm not going to stop it. But yeah. Spetsnaz Russia, do you think a LS7 turbo can come with AC and be reliable? I'm not an LS guru, my man, to be honest with you, but just AC in a car can be reliable. That shouldn't be an issue. It's just how you hook it up and fabricate it in. You could use any system for that matter. It kind of runs by itself. Broken Tool, what's up, Chris Hot Rod? Broken Tool, speaking of parts, I'd like you to hit up some 91 GT parts. Okay. I mentioned on Facebook about putting a roof like this, because I got about 3 of them that I can do. Black car needs a paint job soon, so if I do pretty good with this one, I'll fucking cut that thing and make a coupe. I don't care. I love my black car, bro, but it ain't exempt. You know what I mean? I won't cut the white car up though. Redman, can you adapt a VMP or Whipple onto a 50 one day? I probably wouldn't mess with any of that stuff. It would either be turbo or nitrous, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mentioned, and I think about 30 people threw tomatoes at me. Like, don't touch that car. It was kind of a half joke, I guess you could say it. Stayman 78. On deceleration, my rear end makes kind of a clicking sound, but fine on acceleration. It's been getting a little louder lately. Stangman 78, it's probably your yoke came loose or your U-joints. Usually when you accelerate U-joints, they don't clack. It's when they decel or go into neutral status is when they're clacking back and forth. Mike Sherrill, I went on a 12-hour round trip and picked up a complete 2-owner rust-free 86 T-top car for $1,900. You stole that car. You legitimately stole that car, Mike. Good find, my man. What else we got? I am extremely exhausted from this thing. Like, I got this new plasma cutter for this, and I thought it would be good for the shop to have, and it's definitely really cool, but I like it for the fact it doesn't use gas. So we ended up trying it on this, and it's just for cutting for the most part. Sawzall still rules the world. Yeah, U-joints will clack. I had some, you know, even though the wheel bearings in the front of your truck, car, whatever, they'll clack around when they're loose or whatever. DJ, your car looks good in the back. Thanks. I always kind of set up my live stream. I mean, if it's a Mustang Fox body live stream, so I mean, you got to have your car in the back or something, you know. I always either have Dad's car, white car, or the black car, or even multiple ones in the background. You know, that way when somebody clicks on the live stream, they'll be like, oh shit, there's a Fox body. Well, I appreciate that though. So, I want to give a shout out to we're about midstream. I want to give a shout out to my guys in green. They're my club members. I did leave a message in the blog or whatever that is on YouTube about t-shirts. So, if you haven't had a chance. Frank 3 Stings, what's up? G-Funk leave, huh? I appreciate you coming in, G-Funk. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. He's trying to grow his channel. He's getting close to 750, 800, so he got to get to 1,000 so he can monetize or whatever. But the guys in green are, if you see them in chat, are my membership guys, and they are part of a subscription every month that helps support the channel to do cool shit like this. So I do appreciate them. I appreciate the super chats that they give me here in live chat, and I appreciate everything that they do. Spetsnaz, I'm aiming to get 750,000 horsepower on a conversion that would help. 750 to 1,000 is extremely, it's kind of towards the extreme side. Now I know people pull these crazy horsepower cars and put them on the street and whatever, but 400 horsepower is almost uncontrollable, let alone 750. I mean, 750 will get you in a ditch really quick on a flip of a throttle. So you got to be careful, bro, man. Robert Kretz, I think so many things through the week, and I'm drawing blanks. I'm going to start a Neo notebook. Oh, yeah, I got to notice my shirt got shipped. I appreciate that. Dog Doogie, what's up, man? I just got my 89 LX. All right. Luis Chirinos. Chirinos. God bless it. How good is a 4-cylinder T5? It's not. It'll get you by. Putting a 4-cylinder transmission T5 in like a V8, number one, you'd have to change the pilot bearing. But I wouldn't. The 4-cylinder transmission's geared at 397 first gear, and if you have any sort of gear set up in your car, 355, 373, 410s, you're going to be shifting second gear in 5 minutes. Does that make sense? So it doesn't hold a lot of power. The input's smaller. All the gears are smaller inside. The only thing about a T5 4-cylinder that's the same as a V8 4-cylinder is literally the case and the main shaft itself. I agree, Dan. 600 on the street, yeah, it's aggressive. So when you get up past 500, I mean, you flip a throttle and your car's sideways. You know what I mean? So it gets crazy. Jay Stockard, he has a video on, yeah. Mike Perez, you do good work. Been watching for a while. 92 GT on 3 turbo. There you go. You know, it's getting kind of tough. You guys got to be patient because from what I hear, on 3 turbo's got a quite crazy backup. So it's getting kind of hard to get the kits or whatever. But that's been like that for fucking everything. I've been waiting on a flywheel. Not that it's anybody's fault, but like McLeod, you know, I've been waiting on a flywheel. And, you know, I got some parts I still got to order this week. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid, to be honest with you, I'm afraid to order the bell, because I got my T56 sitting right behind the camera here. And I'm legitimately afraid to order the bell and the drive shaft from Inland Empire and the cross member, because I'm afraid like I'll get a couple other things because I want to get this damn car rolling. I got a whole exhaust I still got to build. But while I'm waiting for these parts, I'm going to put this fucking top on another car. So outside of doing my normal Fox body work that me and Cousin Paul, Cousin Fred do, you know, why not throw a project in the shop and vlog the shit out of it? That was just kind of one of those things that we thought about doing, and you know, it blew up like hell, you know. Mike Perez, hey, I have an old school Tremec transmission. How do I get second gear? Haven't found anybody to rebuild it yet. How to get in second gear? Well, it's either the ship work or it's broken. Justin 91, I agree. It's a handful to hold power. That's right. I mean, Justin just had to deal with that. The consequences of not being able to hold power. Not to throw him under the bus or anything, but, you know, I've been in the same scenario he has a couple times. We're just, you know, maybe not as, you know, not as extreme as him, but I've ditched or gotten close to ditching a couple of my Mustangs just all over the road. I mean, the two-tone blue Mustang that I got on my channel here that ran 1276 NA, then we put an on-3 kit on it. It was running like 1070s, 1060s. I think that made damn near 600 wheel horsepower. That was a long time ago. It was one of my best videos from a long time ago. I mean, I remember coming out on the street down here at the end of the street, and I laid into that sumbitch, and I fishtailed uncontrollably like 3 times. It had been oncoming traffic, I'd have hit him. So, Jay Stocker, I'm waiting on a trick flow intake for 351, out of stock everywhere. There's just everything's out of stock. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, people's got extra money this year and last year. You know, I'm not going to get into the political part of it because that's not what we're here to talk about, but. All right, so here is a link to my membership because Mike brought it up. That's for the channel. And here is the direct link to my store for Teespring. If you guys want to order some shirts or whatever. So, supports the channel. All the money that I make on the channel, I dump right back into it to do dumb shit like this. It's kind of cool stuff. You know, you don't have, I'm not asking you guys to do these things that I linked. I'm just saying it does support the channel, and I do appreciate everybody who does. The guys in the green are the ones who pay that membership every week, or every month. Anyways, that's where Mike Perez, that's where you can go to check out a couple t-shirts if you want. I'm going to be making more hats and t-shirts. I guess I got to do a PNG file if anybody knows what the fuck that is. Because I want to set Neomustangs up on a hat like this. Richardson trucker hat. You know, Neomustangs with a Ford symbol. Embroidered. But in order for me to do this, I got to create a special file or something. I don't know. Andrew, I appreciate that. You got the little baby one, or is it like low guy? If you guys had had a chance to, if you guys got any transmission shit that you guys want to get done, legitimately, Andrew Hanlon's been doing this. Hanlon Motorsports out in PA. Been messing with Tremec, 3650, TKO, T56, T5, everything that shifts. for many, many decades. So Andrew Hanlon, Hanlon Motorsports. Make sure you guys check them out if you got any transmission issues. Like I said, I got to order some shit next week. I think we got a big order coming up, Andrew. I think we're doing a bell, a shift fork, some wiring, a cross member, and an aluminum inland drive shaft. That's like a 2K bill. So I'll be ordering that this week from him. So save as in paint or background remover. I tried that broken tool and the quality wasn't good enough, they said. Chris O, 31 spline axles are on my shopping list. Which ones do you recommend? Any of them. Just put a good stud in them and put a 3-inch stud in them so that way you don't have to go back and do that again. Trust me. Dan, I can do that for you with the logo. Okay. All I want to do is legitimately, it's kind of the same here. Neomustangs without this, and put the Ford over, or even move NEO over and put the Ford symbol up, like right here on a Richardson hat, just as big as this, nothing super big. You know what I mean? And then I can put them up in my store, and if, people want hats instead of T-shirts, it'd be really cool. What's up, Pretender? Nathan, that's correct. Nathan Tuck. All the money from the channel, from super chats, from T-shirts, from club memberships. I don't spend any of that shit. That's actually, I haven't spent, like, it goes to channel stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy parts or buy a car, like this stuff. Like, I bought this with some of the channel money, and it was cheap. And I'm like, well, if I'm gonna buy this, then I'm gonna chop the roof off. I'm gonna put it on another vert or hatch. I think this is gonna be easier to put on a hatchback than it will a convertible. Man Gear, what's up? Hey Neo, I need front windshield decal. Good call. Listen, my decal is 36 inches wide. Like the one that's on Black Car back here. That's a 36 incher, I think. So I could sell some of them. I gotta set that store up, man. I'm missing out on shit. Chris, I did Mosier. Yeah, Mosier's probably the best. You guys see my merch shelf. I kicked it, sorry. You guys see my merch shelf in my videos, don't you? I think that's just rudimentary shit, but like, I'm not asking you to buy t-shirts. I'm just saying you guys actually see. Do you guys see the join button in the merch shelf? Because I tried to update it and I didn't know if it did. I don't know. Dan, can you please sell some winter hats? It's colder than... Dude, super cold outside. Super cold. I think it's 19 degrees in Ashtabula right now, which you guys all know I'm from Ashtabula, Ohio. I don't really give a shit that you know that. But it's literally 18 degrees outside, and it's ridiculous. I want to get back to racing. You know, I'm excited to get my white car back. I have this feeling I'm not going to get my white car back until like mid-end of March, even though Kenny promised me that shit back. And I don't know. He said it'd be about a month turnaround, but I know he had some stuff going on, so I know he was busy. So I'm really hoping to see Ken Cooper give me a phone call soon saying, hey, I'm getting close to finishing your car. But at the meantime, we can put this roof on a coupe or on a hatch or a vert, and then we'll get that black car squared away by the end of February, early March. Yeah, early March. Should have the black car ready. I should initially have black car and white car running ready for the strip, because our strip opens in April. I think it's the first weekend in April, pending weather. So I plan on hitting that shit quick. I only got a month to get these cars shook down a little bit before I take them down to Tennessee and do that Ford takeover shit with, I want to check that stuff out. I'd like to bring the white and the black car down Ford takeover, maybe even Pop's car. I don't know. You can't really plan shit like that until you get closer. You know what I mean? ALW 327. There's a lot of money to be had with merch. You're missing out, indeed. Yes. Well, I'm selling merch. Just kind of what I brought up on Teespring, but like I don't want to make, I'm trying to make the hat next, and I already got the masks. I just really want hats and t-shirts, you know what I mean? I just the same shit that I wear, the same stuff I work in, that would be really cool. I'm having a problem with the guy I bought t-shirts from for the past, I don't know how many years, and he just never gets back to me. It kind of pissing me off. I'm just like, hey, dude, let me get that logo, let me get that PNG file or whatever file you got for this logo here. He kind of gave me some shit about, well, I own that logo and you'll have to buy it from me. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Chris O, the snow, yeah. Pretender questions: high nines with power adder, daily driver. What's needed? A tune? No. To go high nines, dude, just getting into the nines is ridiculous. Like, it ain't as easy as people think it is. Transmission, axle, reinforcements, fuel system, motor, power adder, all that stuff's got to jive, you know what I mean? I appreciate you, Justin. Don't you have t-shirts? I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that I get this hat set up, Andrew, which is going to be part of my order. When I order that T56 shit this week, you're going to owe me a file, my man. Come on, dog. Let me get that file so I can get it up on a Richardson hat and start getting it made, because that's going to cost me money just to get it designed. But Teespring says that they can do it. Robert Kretz, yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person at the Ford Takeover. Yeah, I keep mentioning it every stream. It's going to be really cool. I'll be able to get to meet some of the other YouTube vloggers and some of the people that are following my channel. I mean, I ain't no different in real life than I'm damn right here. Like, I curse like a fucking pirate. You know what I mean? I do really cool shit with mechanics. I love Fox bodies. And I love to race them. I love to break them. I love to fix them. They're part of my life. They've been part of my life for many years. They're part of Cousin Paul's life, which I think he's in chat right here anyway, so. Anyway, stickers cover up my rust spots. Anthony Wilson, Neo, is an F-150 carrier compatible? Yes. F-150 thing's got 31 spline in it too, don't it? You can get a pack. You can get clutch packs from Summit Racing and rebuild the packs. I mean, I got an old video that shows you how to do it. You set the shims up. And, you just put it right in a Fox body. Just make sure you set the right backlash. Just 91. I have a store, a few T-shirts and hoodies. You got a Teespring store? Link it over here. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was the same as an Explorer. So you guys, how many of you guys are on Facebook like Fox Body Addicts? That's a pretty good site to be on. I actually posted my Saturday's Coupe video in Fox Body Addicts about 6 hours ago, and it got a lot of interactions. It's pretty cool. I appreciate the community and interacting, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I think they got about 45,000 people that are on it, which is really cool. I thought that video, I did talk a lot in the video, but I was basically just introducing it. My buddy Casey Lee did the, he did the original convertible top, and then apparently, I guess, Storm and Norman did it years ago. I remember hearing something about that. There's been a couple people that's done it with hatchbacks, and I just want to put my mark in the community too. It's like, hey, I'm gonna put this shit on YouTube, welding the damn top in. I'm not an awesome welder. It's a do-it-yourself channel, but if I got these brackets sitting right and I got the card cut right, ain't no reason why I can't make a hatch a coupe. And it drives me nuts to hear people, well, why don't you just go buy a coupe, Dan? Why don't you just go buy a coupe? And I'm just like, bro, you can't just go buy a coupe in Ohio. You end up getting what I just cut out. You know what I mean? Like down in the South, you know, those coupes are all solid, man. For the most part. So we have a little bit of a different problem than they do in the South. So one day it's going to be, you know, if you get an opportunity, even if you get a rotted coupe, you'd be like, hey, is the roof good? Because you could take a 4-cylinder LX convertible or a 4-cylinder LX hatchback and chop it up and create a coupe. You know what I mean? I think that's basically what Justin 91 LX did. He didn't put the top on, but he found a really nice solid coupe, 4-cylinder project, converted all of his shit over. It was a really cool idea. I got more Fox content posted. All right, I seen that. I usually like to check out the people that I'm sub to, like every Monday and Thursday. You know, Gearhead 704 and Brutal and Broken Tool and, you know, anybody I'm sub to, I'll try to watch their videos while I'm on the treadmill. It's pretty dope. Kind of kills time, you know what I mean? Because it kind of sucks to run all the time. It is what it is. Catch up in chat here. So what else we got going on? Anybody got some tech questions for me? We just hanging out tonight. That's the way I am with my Mopars. Take what I can get. Yep. That's right. And that's what we're going to be. I mean, that's where it's going to go to. Do you know what I'm saying? What's good, Nate Mattingly? Better late than never. You know what? I mean, I am streaming a little bit early-ish. What's up, Gregory Cooks? But, I mean, it is what it is. Make sure you hit that like if you haven't already. Hit me up in the channel. Hit the like, please, if you come in. So as far as content's concerned, my next video probably will be about me cutting this top off and prepping it for like the spot welds. I still want to get Dad's car back over to the dyno because we still got to put the Mr. Freeze kit on it, and we're still going to put the GT40 plate, the plate kit, and spray some shit at that stock block. But this is really kind of cool, and it's sitting on my floor, so it's almost behooves me not to bring that hatch in, de-thaw it, and figure out how I'm going to weld this top on. At least get it welded in, cleaned, you know, sprayed so it doesn't rust. Glass or no glass, it doesn't really matter at this point. But at least get the shell ready. I'm going to be honest with you. This plasma cutter, it literally blew the welds right out, the spot welds. And like I said, it ain't super pretty, but it was cool. And I'm half tempted legitimately to change the, you know, Hobo 50's got a serious torque box rust problem. Or, excuse me, strut tower rust problem. The whole car's solid underneath. It's just, it's got a problem. And if you've seen him in my videos, especially the one I just did, we got a whole front end that we can unspot weld and set it in that carriage. You see what I mean? So maybe it might be time to learn how to change complete front carriage too. Crazy sheet metal shit going on, Bose. I finally got my car running, did a Terminator X swap. Nice, Nate. Hey, ain't nothing like doing it yourself. That's what we do here. Dude, I'm going to fuck this up. This is a do-it-yourself channel, man. If you can learn it, do it yourself. If you mess it up, you learn. But I'm going to probably fuck this up somehow. A little bit. I'm about to redo it, and at least I learned how to do it once. I got 3 other coupes in the back that literally are just as bad a shape as that is. One of them's got broken torque boxes and shitty pans, and Don't even get me started. But I legitimately have as many rollers as I do coupe roofs. You see what I'm saying? So make use of that shit. I bet you, Junior Juvie, I bet you they go high. Let's see. Broken tool, that'll be awesome. I got a project that has going needed quarters and taillight panel area. Hey Neo, what is a decent hatch notch go for in your area? They're about the same. The price with Facebook and Facebook Marketplace and these fan sites and YouTube, a notchback, a good clean notchback at this point, not rotted, decent interior, runs good. Depending on paint, like if it's Calypso, it's worth a little bit more. If it's Reef Blue, it's worth a little bit more. You get what I'm saying? Probably $5 or $6 grand. It's just bone stock, maybe 7. Hatch is probably 4 to 5-ish. You know, it's still going up. And that's just my take on it. I mean, they're going up they're more than that. Like, I can make a video talking about how much I think Fox bodies are worth. Let me be honest with you. You know, a really nice coupe is 10, 12 grand. A decent coupe is 7,500, 8 grand. And when I say decent, I'm talking clean, decent paint, good wheels, interior isn't destroyed, runs good, few, you know, tasteful mod, bolt-ons. Hatch is probably 1,500 or 2 grand less, because coupe is always going to be king at this point. You know what I mean? So there just wasn't enough of them made. Smurf, what's up? When you gonna work on an AOD? When your husband decides to help me clean out the other garage. Wait, I tasked Cousin Paul to make panels so we could paint. So I might as well prep a whole nother car and we'll paint 2 in the same weekend. Nate Madley, it definitely does break tool. Yeah. I'm old and still learning, watching all the YouTube videos. I get it. Hey, if you don't know how to do something, you just watch YouTube. Like, I'm going to legitimately go over this roof, like, every bracket that I'm doing. And I pointed a lot of them out in my videos, but I'm also going to point them out when we're taking them apart. And I'm going to point them out again when I'm setting the roof down inside the hatch, because I'm going to do the hatch. The convertible is easier to do, I think, but the hatch is literally a third of the car you're welding together. You see what I'm saying? Get you a blow-up booth. You mean like one for like a show? I'm gonna probably have Smurfit and I'll probably have Smurfit and Cousin Paul sitting at a booth at Ford Takeover. I'm gonna have hats and t-shirts and shit ready. I mean, if I'm allowed. I don't know if Caleb's gonna allow that. I gotta ask him. It's kind of hard to get a hold of him a little bit. And he's a busy dude. So yeah, I don't know if that's allowed or not. But I just want to go and meet some people and race. That's all. Hang out, show the cars. You guys will see how shitty my black car's paint job is. It's all factory Raven black though, so whatever. Oh, inflatable paint booths. Oh, okay. Well, what we had thought about doing here, and we measured it out, is we thought about, let's just go ahead and make a 15 by 20 with the garage door open. I don't really have much in front of the shop, so I could have a fan going on behind it, and I've sprayed my two-tone ultra blue titanium frost car here, and I did okay. I did it without a fan and without a booth, and it kind of got some decent overspray all over shit. So we can make a panel 12 by 20, and then we're gonna put a tarps on it or whatever. We're gonna tie tarps to it, and at least try to get some of it down. I don't know. I don't have a paint booth, but I'm gonna paint that shit right there. We'll clean it up. I gotta paint Smurfit's car too. I seen a complete T-top roof section on Facebook the other day and made me think my 91 would look good with T's. Let me tell you what. Somebody said something in Fox Body Addicts too. They were like, why don't you just do a T-top conversion on the coupe? And I'm like, I got a T-top car in the back of our shop, me and cousin Paul, like, we're not going to cut that car up because somebody's going to come along and want to restore that car because it's an 88. Hell, I don't even think they made but a couple hundred 88 G-tops, and it was only early 88, and I think they stopped making them. Hell, even worse was the LX. We had one LX T-top car that was as bad a shape as that Coupe was, and I cut its top off and it sold immediately. I mean, as soon as I put it up, somebody came and got it. But you know, I cut a lot of that off to make sure they had enough room to put it in. What's up, JC? Spinny Bad 50. My alternator is giving me fits with the relocation bracket from On 3. It's smashing my cooling lines. You moved your alternator bracket for the On 3 kit? Or are you talking about the bracket that's supplied with it? It's still in the factory location though. So anyways, I want to give a shout out. We got about 51 minutes into the stream. The guys in green, again, are my memberships. So please, I encourage you guys to, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button. I'm going to give a shout out to Gearhead 704. I haven't seen him in a while. He's been commenting on a lot of my stuff. So make sure you go check out his channel. The Infamous Project. I've been digging a lot of his shit. There's a guy that just subscribed to me that I'm going to start watching a little bit of his stuff. He's been doing some Coupe restoration stuff, like some, what is it? RD Fox? Red Fox? What is it? I'm sorry, I'm messing it up. I'll have to get to it next week. It's nice to see 417 Fox. He's blowing up pretty good there. G-Funk Express 50. You know, of course, Brutal and Foxcast. You know, they're at the top of the hill right there, brothers. You know, Mike Dula over at House of Dula. I mean, these guys don't have to shout me out. They don't do, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm not in competition with nobody. I like to do what I do with my Fox bodies, and, you know, it's not always perfect for everybody, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, we're here to hang out. We're here to have fun. I enjoy Mustangs more as much as everybody else. But I just wanted to make sure I got my shout out on some of those channels. I'm missing like Demon Fox. Who else is out there, guys? Broken Tool just started his. Frank 3 Stang just started his, sort of. Trying to get him moving. A lot of Fox body channels are popping up. So if you get an opportunity to check somebody out that's got some good content, make sure you guys check them out. I'm off Fridays and Sundays starting in February. We will be back on the Project Smurf. Okay. Well, you said it's sanded, right? So if it's sanded and ready to come over here, we need to get it sealed. Now, I don't want to spray sealer in, I mean, the garage right now is 70, so it would be perfect to, Sandy, to get that over here and get these panels built, because we plan on attaching the panels to the roof when we're not using them. We're just going to put hooks up, so that way we can, you know, we only need 3 panels or whatever, so it is what it is. Tip, just doing project 4 to 8. Yes. So he just had an didn't he just pull in a Coupe too that was busted up pretty good, like the one I just cut up? I think we released a video like the same day that had a Coupe in it, like the good, the bad, the ugly, and I think he released one the same day. I was like, damn. What's your opinion, Barry Reeves? What's your opinion on the F303 cam and the small block 306? It's a great cam. Bill James, F-cam works well. Yep. Not all Fox or Ford stuff on my channel though. See, that's what I was gonna ask y'all. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think Fox body channels should stay Fox body channels, or do you think migrating other stuff in, like exercise and fitness stuff, video game stuff, or do you think that all sucks? Do you think it's better just to keep it Fox body channel? I'm just asking, just making conversation. You shout out. Oh, yo, shout out to you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate the love of content. Keep on grinding. I appreciate you, Andrew. I'll hit you up on text message if you're leaving. We'll try to get this made. And I did not see a flywheel deliver, but I'll go check my other shop It might have got delivered there. Chris Hot Rod, me and Dad built a booth in the garage and was renting it. Did a frame off restoration, worked out great during the winter. Was able to, that's what I'm talking about. My shop's 70. It's a 2,600, 3,000 square foot shop. And if I put it near the door, I can vent the fumes out and spray. We'll buy another DeBilbus gun because my other one sucks. And I could spray both cars pretty much the same day. I'll seal them both the day before, tack them the next day, and then legitimately just come in and spray and cook some paint. You know what I mean? So once you get those 3 or 4 coats of nice DeBilbus, once you get the the Deltron, once you get 3 or 4 coats on of the base, and you get it tacked and you didn't fuck it up, and then clear coat's always really kind of, you can take a breath, because clear coat can be cut and smooth. So if you get some runs in clear coat, it's so the fuck what, because you can just sand that out and buff it. You know what I mean? Just don't get crazy runs in it. You know what I mean? I've gotten runs where I've had to sand it quite a bit to get it out, but if you got 3 or 4 or 5 layers of clear on there, which you don't need that many, then it's crazy. What's up, Donnie B? Thanks for the shout out. Been telling everyone about you. I appreciate that, Broken Tool. Nate Mattingly, what all is involved with putting a T56 in a Fox body? Can you use a T56 out of an LS if you swap the bell housing? That's an Andrew Hanlon question, which I think he just left. To swap a T56 into a Fox body, you need the cross member, you need a new drive shaft, you need a yoke, which you should have a 31 spline yoke anyways if you're a Tremec, but you need a new yoke. Most of your U-joints on the aftermarket drive shaft are all 1350, so if you're still running the 1330 flange in the back with your Fox 88 rear end, you'll need to do the 1350 to 1330 U-joint. You'll need the reverse lockout and the neutral safety switch pigtails. You will need a bell housing, block plate, SN95 fork, take the weight off, and I think that's it. And a badass shifter from Hanlon. Smurf, okay. Let me go back. Trying to catch up, boys. Nate Mattingly, all involved. Okay, Andrew Piera. What do you think about epoxy in the garage? Was thinking about doing that. You mean like epoxy primer? Automotive Edition, yes, but it crushed it. But he crushed it. Took what he could, car was junk, that's right. Thought about the top wood. Smurfit is ready to prime and ready. It's just winging inside the finish. Okay. Sean Fisher, have you found octane booster from Torco or our Mustang a good substitute? No. I'm going to be honest with you, no. Okay? Like, it may work, but nothing. There is no substitute for straight race fuel. We have Summit Racing close to us, and we also have a Shell station, I think it is, that has 110 on tap. It's like $8.50 a gallon. The best thing you can do is get 25 or get 25 gallons or 20 gallons, or get the race jugs. Go to these places, fill up 10, 15, 20, 30 gallons of whatever the fuck you want, and get a good funnel, and you mix it. So if you mix a 110 leaded race fuel with a 93, 92, 91, whatever you got at your pump, you're going to be sitting on legitimately 100 plus octane. It's going to mix well. Your car won't detonate as much. I don't trust anything that comes in a can like that, because they have to have such an extreme amount of concentrate just to try to turn the 93 into something that's decent. You see what I mean? I would rather mix the 93 50-50 with something I know that was produced at 110. Does that make sense? I went on my soapbox there, but I've never used Torco or Mustang. I always just went ahead and I thought it's a little more expensive, but it's a peace of mind. Donnie B, thought about that too, with adding a different content to Fox body and stuff. Obviously, I do 2013 stuff too. Yeah, and that's going to continue to grow, Donnie, as we get older. Gary Shanks, hey, I hit that like button. I appreciate that. What's up, Genocide? What do you think of the balancer I should use on a 330 horse 302? Trick Flow's got a good one that has removable weights. Fluid damper. I don't think fluid damper has removable weights. I think that's all built in. You have to specifically order that. But anything full steel, don't get anything with rubber on it. Mike Sherrill, Andrew, epoxy is great stuff, but Sherwin-Williams not out of the box. Okay. Ryan, Robert, I used, okay. 91 ethanol is pure gas. I'll let you and Cousin Paul race my car this year. Listen, E85 is probably the best pump gas. But to be honest with you, E85, it's a pretty toxic fuel. So best thing to do is run E85 with a gas tune as well, because it just makes sense to do it. You guys see what happened to my 351 on E85. I let it sit over the winter with E85 in the tank. Not a good thing to do, but it really, we took the fuel pumps and everything apart over here in the black car that had E85 in the system. There wasn't any corrosion, but it did fuck with my motor a little bit, the condensation. But if you're running it all the time, it's a perfect fuel to use. Brian, GT101, what's up? You have a K member in any of your cars? All of them. Dad's car still got stock one. We're gonna actually rob Steeta's K member and probably put it in Dad's car for the summer. But black car's got K member, and so does the white car. I don't like the stock K members. They get in the way of all the piping and shit. Chris Hot Rod, I ran 110 in my mower and it ran great, even though it didn't get mowing done quicker, but it smelled great. I thought you run 110 in like those little lawnmower motors that blow the head off. Like you specifically had to run 87 because it was meant for that. Donnie B, shameless plug. We have Terminator X kits on the shelf. Anyone interested in getting one before they go on back order again? Yeah, you might want to save me one, Donnie B. No shit. I'll take one of those. Wait, isn't there extra options for it, or is it just a straight kit? I put stabilizer. Yeah, I put a fucking buttload of stabilizer in that 91. I'll put the green shit that you get from AutoZone. Like I'll go get a 55-gallon bucket or drum of E85, and I'll stick. I think one of those treats 100 gallons, doesn't it? I'll stick 2 of them in. I don't give a shit. It says right on the bottle it doesn't hurt it. Is it worth doing tubular K member when you use a stock A-arms? No. If you can do it just if you need the space in the area. But at that point, you might as well just get the A-arms while you're at it. You might as well get the coil over too. You know what I mean? You can't run leaded fuel with the Terminator X, Nate? All I did, Justin, was I bought a 55-gallon drum of 110 rocket fuel, which is, we have a supplier down the street, same people that sell 110 on the pump. And they're, when I ran out of 110 one year, I kept the bucket or the drum and we leave it in the trailer usually, and we fill it up with E85. We'll strap it to the back of the truck, and then we'll take it up, or the trailer, and then we'll take it up to Menor, which is down the street from us. And Speedway's the best because it's a Shell provider. Speedway or Marathon, they got E85 on tap, but like E90 in the middle of the summer is pretty dope. Donnie B, we put together a few kits for forced inductions, but yeah, one Fox body kit that Holly offers. Okay. Motor acre to grass and 110, never knew blue. I guess I got one. UPR's got a good kit. I hadn't had no problem with QA1. You're not going to get, I think Maximum Motorsports has a pretty good kit, even though none of those guys pay me to say that. I'm just going to give you I think my white car's got QA1 and my black car's got UPR. So I got both of them. Yeah, UPR is good. They're fine. Make sure you now remember the UPR allows you. I think it's QA1 or UPR has extra spacers, allows you to move your control arm. But you definitely notice a difference when you go tubular coil over. I mean, the ride quality and the control and everything, you'll definitely notice a difference. You can't run M1 or leaded fuel because the O2 sensor won't last. You'll be good. I've had no problem running the mixed 110 or pure 110 with my O2 sensors in my black car. They work just fine. But I get what you're saying, Nate. How do you square up the K member? You plumb bob it. Stick it up on the lift. Find an area like you measure across the car on plumb bobs. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. That Speedway right by me, right, E85 is right spot on. That's right. Speedway, it's supply. Marathon is the supplier of Speedway. And what I've noticed, because I've checked them all, sheets, garbage, there's a number of places that I won't buy from that run E85. But Speedway is a Marathon provider. Marathon seems to be the most quality of them all for pump gas. So my new build, Jeff S, 351 Windsor, T240P heads, roller rockers, single plane intake, C4, T5, undecided. Cam recommendations, I'll start with 600. That's a Donnie B question. He's a Anderson Ford Motorsport manager. So he could probably help you out a little bit better. He's here in chat too, so. Adrenaline, Jeff, play toy, nothing fancy. Mechanical secondaries, okay. Talking. What else we got? We've got about an hour and 10 minutes into the live stream. Me cutting it off soon. Anybody's got any questions that want to hit me up with some tech? Got any questions about what I've just recently done? Because this is some crazy Mad Max shit. Turbo stuff, trans stuff, motor stuff. Just a 91LX. I get my 85 at Murphy's, usually 85 to 90 in the summer. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Justin. I don't think my car gives a rat's ass if it's 78, 80, 85, or 90. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's going to run the same. Like, winter mix, summer mix, especially if you're going to run a flex fuel sensor, which I plan on doing that. But I'm going to run Ignite Red and white car. So that's kind of an upper-ended scale E85. You probably already know. Adrenaline, I was in love with that one female host they had. Pat, did you ever have the AFR 205s on the 363? I have two sets of AFR 205s. They're both on both blocks. The black car's 363 has the 58 chamber ones. The white car's 408's got the 72 chamber ones. I have them both. Sean Fisher, which spark plugs do you use? Copper or iridium? Copper. Oh, look at sweet ass sugar. Sweet as sugar with the emojis. PROFL. Emojis for the win. I gotta add some more to that shit. Gearhead 704, what's up, my man? We was just talking about you. Thinking of going 347 on my SSP. Dude, I'm an AFR guy. Even though I sell trick flow stuff, like I don't sell it like here, buy my stuff. It's just I'm a dealer with trick flow. I like trick flow, but man, AFRs are the shit. Man Gear, go to you, Mr. Gotta go, Mr. Dan, at work, and my phone is about to die. I appreciate you, Man Gear. I appreciate you and the membership here on my channel. Stay tuned, my man. I appreciate you. Brian, GT 101, which is better, Boss block or Dart? Boss. Ford Racing. PNW 2020, how do you tell the difference between an 86 engine harness and an 87? Wow. I forgot what an 86 harness even looks like. '86 harness would not have a mass air, but neither would 87. Where the hell is they different? You got to look for things that familiarize yourself with the harness. Gearhead, I want to drive. Okay. Well, okay. Dart's got a good block. Boss has got a good block. No doubt, Brian. But in my experiences with Boss, the 363 and the 347 stock bore that we had, stock bore that we had, that block, both of those blocks have been maxed out and still run to date. As far as the Dart's concerned, you can't go wrong on either one of them. I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you're like legitimately trying to push 1,000, 1,500 horsepower, I wouldn't worry. I would rock whatever one that you get. You see what I'm saying? It just depends on what your goals are. Cousin Paul, I think 86 has no salt and pepper shakers. I think you're right. It's been a while. Cousin Paul does a lot of wiring, even though he hates it. All right, so we got about 5 minutes or so. You guys want to? Got some new faces in the channel. I'm going to show you my top again over here. Hey, Matt, we're not doing vert to coupe, my dude. We're going hatch to coupe. Boom. All right. Here, let me show you what I got going on. So I got a little crazy today. Don't mind my pile of shit. Got me a badass plasma cutter. It shouldn't be sitting on the ground right now, but I'm a little tired right now. This thing blows spot welds out like a motherfucker. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But Sawzall still king. You can see here. I cut out a whole bunch. And this looks like shit, but I didn't care because this is way down in the pocket. I'm gonna try to learn how to take this sleeve off, because this is where I'm gonna grind and try to figure out how to migrate into the hatch. Same on both sides. It's like this pocket here, you know what I'm saying? And if you notice, crazy ass me, I got this whole roof, man. And I cut down here, which is smart. I cut down here where the trim's at. So I'll be able to tack weld and weld in right here. And legitimately, the only real welding you're gonna see is when I open the doors. So going to the back, and I showed this a little bit earlier. You know, again here I went underneath the trim. I was gonna cut here like an asshole, but I decided not to do that. You know, on a convertible, you legitimately only need this sheet metal, because all this is the same in a coupe, in a convertible. So you legitimately can migrate and weld right here or whatever. So I'm going to put this on a hatchback. And what I'm going to do, and this is going to be one of my points of reference, is what I noticed is there was two sheet metals here. This was, I cut underneath, and I showed this earlier. You can see in here. I'm going to undo the spot welds, and I can put this panel and mount it in the hatchback. And literally cut the hatchback, not cut it, but unspot weld it and remove it after I cut it. And in the brackets inside will give me the alignment that I need, because that sits on the wheel well, and these aren't on a hatchback. And neither are those. those brackets here. So I can keep all this stuff, weld this in, weld those brackets in for alignment, and legitimately it should sit as it should. Pretty cool. It's definitely going to be cool, but I'm going to do it on a hatchback, on that one. Y'all know that's a joke, right? I'm not going to cut up black car yet. I believe there's a diode, yeah. So, put me on the list to build my car. Yeah, I've definitely lost my fucking mind, Adrenocide. Hitman, my brother gave me Boss 331 bottom end. Going to put my crap on it for now. There you go. Mike, just put 347 on 3 kit, Mega Squirt car, fired up a few times with no spark. Does start with old computer. Any ideas? Something's in the micro squirts now, right? Isn't it? Donnie B, Jeff, hit me up, AFM, okay. Have a good night, Adrenocide. Automotive addiction. Is there a sleeve or something that goes over hatch lock pin? If I open my hatch, I have to move the pin to get it to lock again. Or to pop open. Well, there's a torque bit that you can adjust there with a little plastic sleeve. I'm going to try to take a picture of my sweater and send it on Instagram. I appreciate you. I will cut the black car up in traverse and work. Nah, I'm not going to. If this works out real well, I'll get a little bit of seat time and figuring out how to do it. I got a Calypso notchback in the back that's got a really good roof on it too. Shitty floors, torque boxes, all that stuff. Hell, we drove that home with broken torque boxes. Me and cousin Paul did about 5, 6, 8 years ago. But if I did anything, if I converted the black car to a coupe, that would be really end game for me, because I've always wanted to do a coupe, but I don't want to take my car apart. You know what I mean? I don't want to take my black car apart to put all the parts on a coupe and just leave it alone. My black car's got its own issues. It's had its own days, and one day it's going to need a new paint job. So if I do pretty well with this, then I'm not going to feel. It's got a sunroof in it, which I've always hated. I don't mind sunroof cars, but it's kind of hard to keep a good headliner on them. So it needs a paint job, and I hate the sunroof anyways. It only makes sense. I'm not going to say I'm going to, this black car has been part of my channel for many years, and if I did put a coupe on there, if I did convert it to a coupe, then people wouldn't recognize it anymore. So it's a double-edged sword. So cut it up. I love seeing something different on a Fox. I do. I have a black, like I said, and in closing, I got a really nice black GT shell. It's not nice paint, whatever, but it ain't broken up. It's got really good subframe grip, subframe connectors on it, and it's really dope. So that's going to probably be my donor for this. So we'll see. This Fox Body Hall of Fame shit right here. Like I said, I put this in Fox Body Addicts, the video that I just shot Saturday, and it got a lot of exposure on there. And there's people that's done this before. Storm and Norman did it a long time ago. There's a couple of YouTube time-lapse videos that are like 3 minutes long or 2 minutes long, and just shows them, taking the car apart, putting it back together real quick. I'm going to go and show you guys the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I'm going to screw it up on camera, and I'm going to show you where I messed it up at, and then maybe I can get that sort of information out there. Say, hey, this is doable. You know what I mean? If you got a car that's hit real hard in front, that didn't bend the roof up or anything, that's a hatchback or a coupe, and then you got a hatchback roller, well, you want to stay in the coupe, you got an idea on how to do it, All right, Smurf, we'll see you later. Donnie B, Anderson Ford Motorsports, what he meant, Jeff. So let me do some housekeeping as I get ready to close the stream. Guys, I appreciate everybody for subscribing. I appreciate the watch time. If you get a chance to go out there and see some of these other, these Fox Body channels, make sure you go out there and check them out. I mentioned some of them earlier. A couple of the guys that are here on my channel, like Donnie B, he's a manager at Anderson Ford Motorsport. So he's always doing cams and he's a Holly dealer. He's, Anderson Piping, camshafts. You get what I'm saying. So there's people that are in the channel that are, significant in our community or have been for years. Andrew Hanlon Motorsport for T5 and transmission stuff, Tremec, T56. These guys don't pay me to say this stuff, but there's people in our community that are active in our, in our channel often that, I like to shout out. So anyways, if you haven't had a chance, make sure you hit that like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you sub it up and see what you like. But with that being said, we're going to get back to work this week, and maybe we'll have another top on by next week. Maybe we won't. We'll see how busy we are. But outside of that, I just appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate Cousin Paul, Cousin Fred for what they do, making my dream come true with me. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody. I'm going to end the stream there. If you have any comments or you're watching this later, make sure you hit them comments up after stream. I'm always listening. I'm always watching. So I appreciate everybody. Have a good Sunday night. See you soon.